Hey guys, so today I'm going to be talking about eyeshadow singles versus eyeshadow palettes. I feel like years ago people bought single eyeshadows and then created a look with them, and now palettes are the thing. Companies come out with palettes all the time, and they no sooner come out with one palette and then they're on to the next one. And that's what people want, that's what people buy, that's what sells. I personally love eyeshadow singles. I feel like eyeshadow singles fuel your creativity and artistry more than a palette does, because a palette is somebody else's preconceived notion of what a look is going to be. So if you buy the palette, yes, you will choose which eyeshadows go where as far as placement in the eyeshadow look, but I mean, really, is there going to be that much variation? Probably not. Whereas if you choose the eyeshadow singles, then not only are you going to be choosing the placement, but you're going to be choosing the color, the theme, what you want to put with what. You need to take into consideration color and tone and that sort of thing. And I think that maybe the makeup companies feel as if people don't know what to put together, but come on, we have YouTube now. If you watch enough YouTube videos, after a while you will start to see patterns and you'll see what other people are choosing and putting together. But there's nothing more fun than coming up with your own color combination, because really there are no rules when it comes to makeup. It's totally up to you. I can remember the times that I have gotten the most excited about buying eyeshadows or hearing that something was going to come out. The most excited I've ever been is when a company launches single eyeshadows, a whole line of single eyeshadows. Oh my God, I just lose my mind. I can remember when Milani came out with their Bella Eyes and they were at CVS. I went to every CVS within like a 15-mile radius trying to find these eyeshadows and trying to find all the colors. That's the thing with me. I don't know. I can't just buy like 3 or 4. I have to have all of them. I have to have every single color laid out on the table in front of me and then figure out what kind of looks I'm going to do with them. So seeing as how I'm talking about that, I figured I would mention that I have on Milani Bella Bronze as part of my look today. And then the rest of the eyeshadows that I have on are from ColourPop. These are the ColourPop pressed eyeshadows. When ColourPop said they were going to be releasing pressed eyeshadows, again, I just lost my mind. I was like, oh my God, this is so bad, because I was thinking I was going to have them all. But come on, we're talking about ColourPop. You can never have all of anything they make, because no other company on the history of the planet releases as many products as ColourPop does. There's no way that you can ever have everything that they make, because they are constantly releasing new products. I dare say every day. If you go to their website, eventually you will see new things every single day, I swear. Or at least it seems that way. They really need to calm down, because releasing too many products, it kind of, you don't really get a chance to get super excited about any one thing, because something else is always coming out. Or if they release a seasonal collection, like this new butterfly one that's coming out for spring, it's huge. There's so many products in the collection that you could never buy the whole thing. Well, all right, maybe if you're rich or you're a celebrity, you could buy the whole thing. But for the ordinary person, you wouldn't be able to buy all that. You know, it's too much. So yeah, I wish ColourPop would just calm down a little bit and release less products, because it's just, it's too much. So anyways, when ColourPop released their pressed shadows, I was like going out of my mind trying to figure out where was I going to start? Because what I like to do with companies is test the water a little bit. Actually, now that I think about it, the first thing that they launched was a pre-made palette. So I bought that to see how I like the eyeshadows. It was the one that they did with Amanda Steele, the YouTube blogger. So I bought that, and then when I realized that I liked the formula, then I made my own quad. So this was the quad that I had made myself, and I have all 4 shades on my eyes along with the Milani Bella Bronze. I just decided I wanted to like amp up the look by adding the bronze to these shades. So I have 5 eyeshadows on. But oh, and I always list the products that I'm wearing in the description box. So if there's anything you want to know, you know, what are these eyeshadows? What blush do I have on? What lipstick do I have on? It's always in the description box. But yeah, I was so excited, and it took me, oh my God, they announced that they were launching these things way in advance. So I had plenty of time, and then they posted the pictures on the website maybe a week before they were actually available. So I kept going on the website and looking and trying to decide which ones I wanted to get, and it took forever, but it was exciting, you know, it was fun because it was such a thrill and a big decision as to which ones I was going to choose from my quad that I was picking out, not a pre-made quad that was somebody else's idea. Although I did kind of like that they released that pre-made quad by Amanda Steele because it was something out of the ordinary and unusual. The colors that she chose were not colors that were popular at the time, and they were also not colors that people would think of putting normally together. So I like that they did something a little different and unusual there. But yeah, single eyeshadows are my jam. I love single eyeshadows. When I first started my channel 9 years ago on YouTube, I was really fueled by MAC Cosmetics. That was the brand that really got my juices flowing. And I said to myself, I want to own all the MAC eyeshadow singles. And back at that time, I was buying the little pot ones at my local department store where there was a MAC counter. And also, there were limited collections galore back then. You think there's a lot of limited collections now? There were, at that time, even more. And they all included single eyeshadows in the pot. There were like 4 or 5 of them in every single collection. So I thought, oh my God, what am I going to do? I want to get those, plus I need to get all the ones from the regular line, and then I'm going to need lipsticks and blushes, and I just, I'm not made out of money, I'm not rich, so here we are all these years later, and I still don't have all the MAC single eyeshadows. I thought I had them all, and I was on the MAC website one day, and I realized that the ones that they offer in pot form, and then the ones that they offer in the Pro Pan or Pro Palette form, they're not exactly the same. So I started off by collecting the ones in the pots, and then I would just depot them and put them in palettes. Then at some point I switched over and started buying them at a MAC store or the MAC website, and just buy them in pan form to start with so that I wouldn't have to depot them and they'd be half the price. And but when MAC lowered the price of their Pro Palette or Pro Pan eyeshadows, then I was like, okay, this is it. Now I can, you know, they've lowered the price to where they're lower now than a lot of other brands. Now I can really dig in there and get all of them. And then I realized when I was looking at the website one day that no, there were some that I didn't have. So I still don't have all of them yet, but there aren't that many that I'm missing. And the ones that I'm missing, it would be nice to have them, but I'm not gonna, you know, break the bank trying to get the rest of them, because there are so many brands out there, and I still love MAC, but I don't buy it that often because now I realize that instead of buying one or two things from MAC, I can buy like a whole bag of stuff from the drugstore, and that's more fun to me because I love to try new things. I've been doing a lot of hauls on my channel lately, and there's a couple reasons for that. One, I love to try new things, but the other reason is I had been purging a lot of old stuff from my collection, mainly lipsticks, and so now I don't have that many lipsticks left because I had to throw a lot of them out because they were just old, you know. And what I consider old and what you consider old might not be the same thing, but if you look up, if you Google, you know, how long should you keep a lipstick or whatever, you'll get roughly the same information from website to website. But if you average that out, that's what I try to go by, you know, instead of just saying, oh, well, this still smells good and its watch is fine, so I'm keeping it. No, it's just not worth it from a sanitary safety standpoint. Speaking of lipsticks and purging things from your collection, I don't have any ColourPop lipsticks anymore because I had to throw them all out. And even if I didn't keep track of when I buy things and when they needed to be thrown out, I would have known that those were bad because they were all separated. And it's funny, none of the other brands that I have separate after such a short amount of time. Do you guys have that problem with ColourPop lipsticks that they don't last very long at all? So don't do what I did and just go crazy buying ColourPop lipsticks because yeah, you're not going to get to use them for that long. I think they went bad after having them for a little over a year, I would say. Somewhere between a year and a half is when they usually start to just separate, and yeah, you don't want to see that with makeup. But yeah, getting back to what I was talking about originally, eyeshadow singles versus palettes. What do you have the most of? Let me know in the comment section. I feel like most people have more palettes than anything. But if you really, really want to be inspired and get those creative juices flowing, I really recommend getting into single eyeshadows. My favorites would have to be the MAC because I have the most of them, and I feel like they have so many different finishes and colors that those would probably be my favorite. Plus, because I have a lot of them, that plays into it. I do also like Urban Decay eyeshadows. When I first started my channel, I did not like Urban Decay's eyeshadows. And then shortly after that, they changed their formula. And then I was like, okay, now we're talking. And I don't know, I think it might have been right before they got bought out. They went from being like an indie brand to being part of a conglomerate. So yeah, once they changed the formula, then I really, really loved Urban Decay eyeshadows. As a matter of fact, I try not to buy much for limited edition products because I always feel funny using limited edition products in my videos because, you know, if you didn't happen to get it when it was released, I don't want anybody to feel bad. So I try to stick to the permanent products as much as I can. Occasionally I will indulge myself in limited edition, but not usually when it comes to high-end stuff. I don't really buy as much high-end stuff as I do drugstore because I can't afford it. And I don't get sent PR because I don't have 1 million subscribers. But, so where was I going with this? Yeah, I just, I really feel like MAC and Urban Decay are the ones that stand out to me for high-end. There are other ones that I really love too. I really like Anastasia single eyeshadows. I like, there's a bunch of them. But for drugstore, lately I am obsessed with Wet n Wild. Like I mentioned earlier, I had gone through my collection and thrown out a lot of my lipsticks. So you saw what I bought by Wet n Wild in the last couple hauls. I went back and got even more. So the next video will probably be a haul video of me showing you the rest of the stuff that I bought. And then I definitely want to do some get ready with me's or tutorials. And so yeah. If I could talk to any cosmetic company at all and make a suggestion, I would love to ask Wet n Wild to please come out with a full line of eyeshadows, singles, that go in palettes. Oh my God, I would lose my mind. If that ever happens, I might just have a heart attack. Because I love Wet n Wild so much, and that to me would be the ultimate thing, because I would have to say, I mean, I love drugstore makeup, but Wet n Wild is probably my favorite drugstore brand. I don't know. Can you really say that? Can you really say, when you love makeup as much as I do, can you really say that there is one brand that you love above all others? Probably not. I love so many of them. So that's it for today, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video, something a little different. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. And if you're not subscribed already, please hit that subscribe button, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.